Welcome everybody to another Wednesday Wolf recap. I am Justin Banks and we have Chris, no risk, no premium. No one on this call is a financial advisor. Nothing should be taken as financial advice, purely entertainment purposes only.
Yep. All righty. What is up, guys? You got Chris here, aka No Risk, No Premium. So this recap, basically, I think it'd be good to just start off with looking at the indices, right? And seeing what's going on and talk about what we think could happen the end of the week. And then we'll go over some tickers that we like, and then we'll ask you guys for some from you. Okay. Bradley says, what up? Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all.
What's up?
What's up, Bradley? So, okay, make it so that the chart is like, yeah, there you go. Now go up to the all-time high area. Okay, so we definitely have a double top here, right?
Looks like a what is that? Praying mantis?
Yeah, whatever it is. So look, the trajectory of the stock as a whole, right? Of SPY and the market as a whole is definitely bullish. Okay. It's still bullish. Okay, as long as rates don't get raised, we're still bullish overall. So, I'm just taking a lot of puts this week because I know and then you can zoom out, Justin, so we go back to like what we saw before on the other OPEX. I know what is possible of happening is there is definitely a decent down day, right? Very decent down day. So you're looking at the 20 usually gets taken out. The 100, I think that's 100. The 100, yeah, gets touched like
20,
on the
50, 100, yeah.
Yeah. The green's 50. Yeah,
Green's
you're right.
50,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. The 50 gets taken out and the 100 holds everything. Okay, perfect. Right. We're so far off the 20 that even just getting the 463, right, would make sense to me, right? And the fact that we have not seen really any selling today. Like if you go to the 4 hour now, like a little bit, yep. We've seen for this week, right, which has only been since November 15th, we see some selling that has been like, what? I mean, fuck. Actually,
Like nothing.
huh? Yeah, I mean, just like from point wise on ES or on SPY, sorry.
Couple points, really.
Like not
Two?
much, right? Okay. We've gone from, we're at 468, 469 open on Monday, down to 466.19, right? So almost 4 points or whatever, actually almost 3 points. And then, Friday we did, or sorry, Tuesday's yesterday, we had 467 open to 470. That's only really a 3 point. And then today was an inside day, right? If you're looking at it, and technically a bearish inside day. So it was only 469 to 467. And you've seen in the past, the selling that happens, right? And definitely bigger swings, like definitely bigger swings. Okay. If we zoom in, I mean, you could just look at the last one. Where was the high there? Like at the beginning of the week, 442.
442, yeah, and 431.
Okay, so over 10 points, right? And every single one is the same.
Yeah.
Like, you see that?
This one's 447 to 434.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. All of them. They all have a decent, like very decent down day, right? That you could argue would be 1% or more. Okay. So that's why I'm playing what I'm playing. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm not biased playing it this way because, even though Powell said, hey, the market is, we're only going to taper X amount. We're not going to raise rates until like in the middle of next year. So as long as that's the truth and that's what they're going to do and hold to, then we definitely going to have like a Santa Claus rally, which we've seen happen so far, right? So for me, I'm just expecting a big down day. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to play calls a lot. And I'm a little hesitant to really play anything because the ranges on all of the stocks really, including the indices, have not shown me that there's something legitimate to go play where I think like, hey, this is definitely worth the risk, right? For the return or the profits, whatever your goal is. So, like today, we didn't play anything, right? I added to a position in the morning. That was it. The swing, the cat swing. And then, you know, we had the overnight puts, you got 60% on or whatever. Like that was good. That was good. Okay. So what is the market gonna do? I don't know. Then it chopped all fucking day. I had some people say, oh man, like I made bad decisions today. I over traded. I did whatever. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not, OPEX is a chop fest. Okay. It is definitely not a market that you want to over trade in. Okay. So definitely smash and grab, which we mentioned on Sunday, right? We mentioned that on Sunday. So, you know, that's just what I'm seeing so far. I mean, as far as tomorrow and Thursday, or excuse me, tomorrow is Thursday. As far as Thursday and Friday goes, you know, I honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, but what I feel like could happen is we actually get a decent selling day, right? Because OPEX is this, guys. It is a massive selling of the options contracts, right? Every third Friday. Okay, the monthly contracts that all of the big time players buy in big amounts that then are going to take those profits of whatever they played, okay, and then go buy usually the next monthly or the next quarterly or whatever, okay, because it's most liquid. So they definitely need to get out of their positions. The weeklies don't do it for them, okay? So what do I think happens? I think we have a down day. I think SPY possibly to, you know, at least last week's like low area, which is if you look on the daily, yeah, right there, which was 462, you know, whatever, almost 461. That's where I think we go, right? That's where I think we go, which also is the 20-day. What's the 20-day at? 462, a little bit above. Hence why I bought, you know, on Monday or yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. No, it was Monday. Whatever it was, we bought the Friday 463s. It might have been yesterday, and if I'm mistaken. But yeah, I mean, guys, definitely on OPEX want to do less. Definitely want to do less, right? Because it's very choppy. You have to be in and out quickly, or you will get burnt. Okay, so that's what we saw. That's what I saw on the option side, Justin. I don't know if you want to talk about what you
Yeah, I
were
mean,
talking about earlier.
yeah, I mean, on the common side too, we just had we really didn't have much to play with. We had, you know, a swing that we had overnight, and then we found CEI. We pretty much just rode all day. But other than that, there really wasn't anything happening. There was chop fest too. No volume, you know, nothing was coming in. Any kind of pops were pretty faded pretty quickly. And then movement was just whack. It wasn't like nothing was really moving much. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean that's expected during OPEX.
yeah, it's very, very expected. I mean, you can even just go now. You can zoom in on SPY if you want. You can go to the like the 1 hour or even the 30-minute.
I'll just add right here. It does
Oh,
make
yeah.
sense for it to drop because yeah, you have a double top right here, and then you have the RSI is completely overbought.
Yep.
So I mean, it definitely looks like it wants to drop here. MACD looks like it wants to curl down. We have a little red on the histogram.
Yeah, you've got the first red histogram, which is a crossover, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
I think we do see. I mean, and looking back at these other OPEXs, obviously some it sells off right away, but we do see where we see a major sell off the last day.
Yep.
Like
Or
here, you
later
know,
in the
like right here, yeah, later in the week it's red. So here, here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we can't, and it
they
looks like it's
actually-
beginning.
Yeah, they actually have to exit their positions, like, right, these big ass like
Yeah.
hedge funds and like, you know, the big time players, they have to exit by Friday, right? So do they wait till Friday or do they do it before? Right? A little part of me, I asked Justin this earlier today, and I don't know if this is true, and it could be just my bias trying to like help me think a little differently. But like last week, right? We had pretty big down day, or like a pretty significant for Powell talking the week before and the run up we had. Then last week we had like that, a lot of red, right? A lot of red. So I'm like, what did they sell before? And now they're bullish, and that's why we're seeing like this bullish pattern, right? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. Right. But it is a thought in my head. Okay. So I'm gonna trade what's in front of us. If we have an all-time high breakout, I'm obviously gonna take calls, right? Like, I'm gonna trade what's in front of me, but right now I'm very unsure of what's going on in front of me, especially if you go to like the 5 minute or the 5 or 15 of today, you saw what happened. It just chopped.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's chop fest.
Right? Look at that. That is a chop fest, which is like it was like a $1 range for the most part, which is, you know, if you're really good at scalping and that's your MO and that's your game plan, that's what you want to do, right? Then yeah, you probably made some money there. You could have, right? But if you're not, then do less. Don't do that. It's okay to not take a trade for a single day. I promise you. You do not have to trade every day to be a trader. Okay. If your goal is to increase your account every week by X percentage or a dollar figure, then does it matter if you do it all on Monday or all on Friday? No. Okay. So that's all I have to say, guys. Definitely do less, do not overtrade. Okay. Get in, get out. It's definitely smash and grab. Okay. But my honest opinion, I think Justin and I, we talked earlier today, we agreed that it definitely, in theory, and what's happened on the last four, which, I mean, it's happened on all of them, but like what we've seen that's happened on the last few that we've highlighted is definite downside. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. What do we want to start off with?
The cues?
Yeah,
No,
we could do the cues if we want.
kind of the same thing.
Yeah, a little
It's
bit of
like
a,
same chart essentially.
yeah, a little bit of a double top here. I mean,
Yeah.
what do we have?
The double entendre.
Yeah. So this is like the tech loaded, like the Qs is like tech loaded. So like, you know, we had Amazon was up big at one point today, right? It was up, I don't even remember. Fuck. What was it up? Let me look. I'm looking at it right now. It was up bigly. It was up, Jesus.
It was up Jesus.
Jesus, yeah.
It's pretty high.
Jesus amount.
It's the
30
almighty high.
Yeah, 35.86. So another 40 points from where it was now. So it was up 48 at one point, right? It was up 48 at one point, and then Apple like had a really nice day, right? It got up to 155 pretty much. So Apple and Amazon led the queues for the most part, and then Tesla also had a great day, right? It was up, closed up 34 points, but it was up in the 1100s, like 1115 or something like that, right? So I don't know what's going to happen with the queues, but you know, it looks like, is this a double top, right? Did it go hit pretty much all time high? You
Well,
know,
and then it's like underneath it too. So
mhm.
that's
And then
another.
you have a spinning top, right? Or whatever they call that candle. Right on that daily. Yep. So for some people, it could be a reversal candle. It just depends if it's red or if it's green, like if it was buyer seller or buyers dominant or sellers dominant. But still, it looks like it could see some downside because also, you know, a lot of the big time tech stocks, the blue chips, haven't had a really big down day really either. You know, like nothing's had selling. You know, I posted a tweet on Twitter. I'm like, I'm a little concerned because it's very unusual that we have had no selling yet.
I
Right.
mean, look at this run for this month
I
from
mean,
October
it's almost
13th.
identical to SPY. I mean, really,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a crazy ass run though, and no selling really.
Yep.
That just feels like that. There's like a rug pull gonna happen at some point. It's just gonna be red.
Yep. I agree.
I mean, but it looks like it's just trying to run the market up as much as they can before everything hits.
Yep. The market maker could take a lot of people's lunch on Thursday or Friday if they want to. Like, because I saw a lot of call activity. I know a lot of people were long a lot of like this week's stuff. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If XLF is ever played Same as SPY. Well, obviously XLF is the banking sector. The like the banking stocks of the SPY, right? So it's like it shows the health of that industry. So if so, it's the same as SPY. Basically with XLF, it's hard for SPY to be down big or up big if it's not up big or down big as well, right? Because they're a pretty decent weight. Yeah. Oh, Bradley says ETF. Yeah, it's its own little ETF. Yeah. I mean, it pretty much had a 1% down day overall, but you know, it was pretty sideways all day after it had like, because we had some selling this morning, but not anything crazy, not anything to like write home about. And then it just went sideways, just like SPY did, right? So don't get caught in the chop, right? Definitely, if you have position sizes that are bigger that you're comfortable with, dude, like take them down a good amount. In a week where you know that there are rug pulls that happen all the time, there are ranges that happen, chop that happens, right? Where your premium will get eaten if you get caught in the chop for any weekly calls or puts, right? Like just size down. You can size down. It's all risk management, right? It's all risk management. You don't have to play the maximum size every single time. Like Justin doesn't play his max position every time. I don't play the max
Nope.
position every time. Okay. It also comes with like if you know the territory or the sediment or the condition of the market, right now there is a ton of uncertainty and a ton of chop every day. Like my position sizes are not nearly as big as they are normally. Okay. So just something to think about, guys. Just something.
We had
Also,
someone, there was someone on the comment side that said that, they really did less today and they just made one trade and it was like almost $500. And that's in the night they made it in the morning and then that was it. They shut everything off and they were done.
Yep.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I'm pretty sure
I mean, if you,
a lot of people did do that, and it's hard to do. It is hard to do.
but you got to train yourself to do it.
Yeah.
You have to. Because you got to think about it this way. I mean, I can't tell you the number of times where I go and I keep trading and then now my green is now red. And it's even more red than what my green was.
Yep.
So definitely doing less, especially in a weak market like this, is your best case scenario.
Yeah, Brian says, yeah, definitely a victim of that for sure. Yep. I
Yeah.
mean, all of us are. Over trading, are you kidding me?
And you have to
Especially-
understand that anything that you guys are doing wrong or like going through, we've already been through it.
Yeah.
And we still go through it from time to time. So
Yep.
we
That's
always
why-
understand.
That's why I tell you guys, I'm like, tell me to reinforce my rules. Don't don't play the earnings, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, don't overtrade, don't do anything stupid, right? So like we're all human here. So we have to help each other, obviously, but you know what I mean? It's okay to step away. That's why I do my coffee and fucking bagel in my kitchen, not in front of my computer, right? Not where I can buy and sell. Okay, I don't open the app for my TOS or brokers like in the kitchen or when I'm out of the room, right? Because I know, especially if I see someone in here, it's like, oh, this is a great play, let's buy it. I'm like, nope. Not unless I have full conviction for myself do I do that. Okay. So with that being said, anyway, you guys, last comment here, it's just a reiteration. You can size down and you can trade less. Okay. Size down, trade less. If you want to, you should be in a time like this, in my opinion. Okay. In my opinion, I think JT Gladiator, he played NVIDIA almost perfect, right? Almost perfect today. If he's in here, shout him out, or a shout out to you, bro. You had risk management 101 was your name of the game today, right? You're like, I'm buying puts for NVIDIA for Friday, right? Which was saying like, hey, I'm gonna play these for earnings. He got his percentage profit. He scaled out on the way, right? At numerous percentage profit points. And then he says, no matter what, where I'm at right now, I cannot lose money because I've already made enough plus my initial investment, right? That it doesn't matter. I can lotto this. But then he did something great. He just sold he sold right at the close or a little bit before, whatever. He took a ton of profits. I'm like, good for you, bro. Like, why not lock into something that's for sure instead of take a risk? NVIDIA could have dumped, he could have made more, but they didn't. They didn't. They actually are gapped up fucking 15 points or whatever it is. So his puts would have been toast, right? So that's why earnings is a gamble. We have no idea what they're going to report. Okay, no idea. All right, let's start with let's do Rivian, dude.
Oh.
You want to?
Yeah.
What we saw, why we took the initial puts yesterday.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, a company that has $0 of income shouldn't be valued at $160 billion. I mean, that's just like a no-brainer right there that it was going to fall.
Yeah, I mean,
We
their
saw-
valuation has almost doubled in 3 or however many days, right?
Yeah.
It's been trading. So like there was going to be profit taken at some point, you know. It did hold that kind of support line there. You guys see that?
The POC line right here.
Yeah, but that's where it's
Yeah, the
at. You notice,
support,
yeah,
the breakout.
the
What do you
breakout.
know? Going to go retest the breakout.
Yeah, there you go. So no, if that breaks, you could definitely play some puts underneath it, right?
Yeah.
You can definitely play some puts underneath that. Now I sold, right? I actually took the L because my game plan was if it gets to the high of the day, right, and it breaks through and it goes higher, it's probably going to head higher, right? And I can tomorrow or something, I can get back in if I let it go. Okay. That was my play. So I sold. Guys, if your plan is to sell because I sold, or your plan is to buy because I bought, right? Then you guys do not have the right plan. Okay, that is not, like when I say plan the trade the plan, that is not the right plan. You need to come up and formulate your own trade plan for like your own idea of what's going to happen, when you're going to get in, when you're going to look to get out, when you're going to look to scale out, what your goals are, etc. Okay. I mean, congrats to a lot of people in here made a lot of money. I'm like, congrats, which is good. Okay, because they went, I mean, they got in a way better price than me. They went like, some people are in 115 below, right? They were in at $1, something like that, and it went to 450 or something stupid, right? It was a great trade if you held on, right? So yeah, well, it's funny though, but because I was looking on the 5-minute candle or the 5-minute chart, this is a lesson. Because I was looking on the 5-minute chart on Rivian yesterday at the close, right? It still looked like a pretty decent close for me, right? So I was like, damn, they're still bullish on this. They're gonna buy it up after hours, like, or they're just gonna buy it up tomorrow. My shits are gonna get toast. But if I would have zoomed out and saw the candle that happened, right? The candle here, what yesterday was, yeah, right there. Yep. Look at that huge selling pressure, like huge selling pressure, right? I probably could have held on if I zoomed out. So guys, make sure you zoom out too. Don't get caught on the lower time frames. Okay, because those can reverse so much faster than you really think, right? So that's my Rivian thing. I mean, here it is from Rivian. It either breaks out of the all-time high of 178 or whatever it got to, and it goes to 200 plus 220 wherever, or it goes below what is that? 130. What was the low today? The low was 140.35, right? 140.35. If it goes below that and it has multiple candles below that on higher time frames, then I'd probably play some puts there for sure. Okay, my guess here is it's probably going to bounce, and you can get in on some puts.
POC. Yeah.
Yep.
Needs to break over the VWAP.
Right. So we'll see what happens here, but I do like it to go short, but not yet, because I think the market's still like predominantly bullish right now. Okay, so, and the EV sector is hot, like really hot. Okay, so good job on the put that we did, but no, it's already gone down 38 points or whatever, right? So don't show up late to that party. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, this is why we took it though. I mean, you look at these candles right here at the opening of that day. It definitely looked like that was going to be the beginning of the crater for sure.
I mean, when I bought it, I think I bought them at 275 or something like that. When I bought them, they initially like jumped to $4.
Yeah.
or 380 or something. Like they went like I could have made a pretty decent amount on it, but I held because I'm like, it's probably going to come back under, whatever.
Yeah.
So I could have taken profits, and a lot of people could have, but we didn't, right? Or some of us didn't. That's okay though. That's okay. But the moral of this story of this stock and this trade was, hey, if you don't have a plan in play that is other than, oh, well, you called it out, so I took it, right? I bought whatever you bought, right? That is not the right trade plan. You will probably lose money. When I say probably, you will. Okay. That's why we're trying to teach you guys what we see, right? What we're trying to, how we trade so that you guys can do it on your own. Okay. And you're just with us to find ideas where you know how to trade. You can formulate your own plan, right? We want to teach you, but we want you to stay for the community, right? We don't want you to need us at the end of the day. Okay. All right, cool. All right.
I need you to need me though. So Chris can speak for himself.
Okay, let's look at, let's see if anyone has any questions. Play XLF, yeah, question, do you invest in the same amount of capital trading versus options? Okay, no. Ionizer, trading versus options, like trading the actual common shares, Justin, I'll let you take this one after I say this, the answer is no, you do not use the same amount, right? Options, you can lose your entire investment plus some if you're on margin, okay? And commons typically do not go to zero unless you're buying the pump and dump super penny stocks. Okay, so you can just buy and hold those shares and you can keep your main investment for the most part, right? If you're buying the right stuff. So
Yeah.
if you want to add to that from sizing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think commons you can size up a little bit more because your investment's not going to just go to zero. With the momentum plays, these runners that we play, that's definitely not something you want to size too big into because it's obviously high risk, right? So higher risk, higher reward. So why would you risk something? Obviously, you can get a great reward out of it, but there's multiple runners every day that we play. So might as well take profits and then risk a little bit amount because if it does turn, it can turn fast, as you see.
Yep.
But yeah, just a regular swing trade. Sorry, it's like a more regular swing trade where we're like just buying on a bottom support or just buying off a support. Yeah, you could definitely size in a lot more on that.
Yep.
So if we're just playing a regular swing, so I'm talking something that's not just like running up like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25%, like super quick, just something that's, gradually throughout the day going 3, 5, 7, 10, whatever. And then, yeah, and we're buying on support. Absolutely. You can size up more on that.
Yep.
Because like Chris said, it's not going to go to zero.
Yeah.
If we're buying more at low or off of support and not like high RSI or like high, everything's super hot, then if you have a little pullback, it's most likely going to come back.
Yep.
Especially with these big boards,
Yep, exactly. Guys, you want to trade things that move, not things that move sideways, right? We don't make money if like the stock stays in a range really for the most part. Okay, we want it to move. That's why we're trading. Okay, we're trading. We want to trade for a lesser amount than we bought whatever said asset was. Okay. I say also holding options to earnings will crush the value of the option if the stock does not move into the right direction. IV crush. Yes, the IV crush will also crush you if you do not buy close enough to the money too. Right? If you don't buy close enough to the money, the IV crush will get you. Okay, because those premiums, because basically what they're doing is they're noticing, hey, there's a ton more buying for this stock on both sides or whatever it might be, whatever side has more, or the stock's moving in that direction initially, right? Like you're probably gonna have a way higher IV. Now, I think it was, I don't remember who it was in the chat. They bought the, this is a good example. They bought the, what did they buy? They bought the NVIDIA calls. Oh, short fuse. Yeah, short fuse. If you're on here, bought the NVIDIA calls, dude, that IV is actually pretty decent. As far as like being 50%, if we open here at 307, 308 level, you should be okay, right? You should be okay as far as like the IV crush is not going to be that massive right there, but like the 130% on the put side, like definitely probably going to be like, obviously those puts are gonna go to shit, right? But if it was 130 on the call side and you open up under, like, not in the money, right, you're probably gonna get crushed. Okay, you're not gonna have as big as as big as a return as you would if you weren't having something with massive IV. Okay. So let me see here. Sorry, guys. You can, let's put up NVIDIA. Okay. When do you think they'll let us short Rivian? I'm not sure. Bradley, I'm not sure when they'll let you short it. I'm not sure if it's because of the amount of shares that are outstanding or what it is. But I mean, they should realistically, but I don't know. The brokerages are weird after the whole GME AMC thing. Honestly, the meme stocks, they've been really weird about shorting. Ionizers says, why not buy a put instead of shorting? Because shorting, Justin could talk to you about actually shorting. Puts are a lot easier way with lesser capital to get a higher return on the downside, right? But shorting, you're actually taking share, you're actually borrowing shares. And so if you're holding them, like the amount of time you're holding them for, and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never actually been short a stock before. I've only been the put side. So the longer it takes for it to go down, the more, because you're borrowing the shares, like you're actually gonna like pay more money. Is that right?
Yeah, because you're
You're
paying like
paying
a percentage
Of
to,
interest to
Yeah.
short it, to borrow the shares, right?
exactly.
Right. So yeah, I definitely like to do puts instead, but if you have a big enough account and you have very great conviction that it's going to move quickly, then yeah, you can
And
short
then, and then if
whatever.
you're like shorting, I guess it goes for either way, but yeah, if you're shorting on margin too, you can hit margin call pretty easily. Like, especially if you're shorting, they'll like margin call you faster
Yes.
than if you're like
Yeah, for
the other way
sure.
around.
Yeah, you have to have more capital or more assets to back up in case that shit goes south on you,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so
Yeah.
she said, they also said, could Rivian, wait, okay, on Rivian, so could the OPEC sell off set a rug pull? Yeah, I definitely could. If you see a lot of, like, just a lot of overall market sentiment is selling, I definitely could. Okay, what are we looking at? NVIDIA? So
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, man, look at that. It held that support for the most part, right?
Yeah, it did.
Today. But look, I mean, it's basically, if it's up over, I'd say up over three, yeah, right there, or even that candle to the left a little bit more, that's the high. Yeah. 307.
312.
Oh, I'm sorry, 312. I'm looking
Oh
at
yeah, 307 is the
yeah.
price now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at, yeah, okay. Yeah, 312. Over 312, it can get going. Now, the
Mhm.
implied price, like the implied move, right? You just do that by looking at the straddle price. The implied move was 20 points, pretty much, a little over 20 points and some change for the move. So at 312, it's up 20 points on the move. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Now, every other earnings that we've seen for the most part, it gets sold off, right? It gets sold off, then buy it back up, right? And it usually has a big pop, right? Like Google, Coin, a lot of these. So this is NVIDIA, the first one that they actually bought it up for the most part. So do they sell it off in the pre-market and then it runs after the market opens? Like, I have no idea. Or does it crater, right? Do they finally take profits on it and then they're done? I have no idea. So we'll see. Yeah, that one you have to trade what's in front of you, because earnings they're always a crapshoot, right? You never know what could happen. Okay. Okay, that, yeah. So here, guys, yeah, I would look for the low of today, right? To possibly, if it breaks the low of today, you can play puts. If it breaks 307 or I'm sorry, 308, it'll probably go to 312. Over 312, we'll definitely try to get the all-time high again, for sure. Okay. All right, cool. Let's look at Amazon now. Okay, Amazon, yeah. So I mean, with OPEX, typically there is a pretty decent sized down day, right? Like typically that happens on the stocks that can swing like big, like Google, Amazon, Shop, right? NVIDIA now it could go pretty well. Like Tesla. It can have big down days, right? So for me, I would still want to try to buy at, you know, whatever that 30, I think it's 34.80. If you can get that, if you can get 34.80, right? I would probably go for that. Or this, yeah, what's that green line? Is that 34.80?
Yep. 3481, 3480. yeah.
Yep. Or I would look at the week's low so far. The week's low is from Monday would be like 35 and some change. Hold on. Let me look at it. Yeah, like 35.24, something like that. 35.24-ish. You could look to play a possible bounce, but if it sells off a decent amount, I'll probably go and try that either 35.09 or 34.80 for sure. So you could play a bounce there. Other than that, over the recent little breakout of 36 and some change, it could definitely start a move back to all-time high, right? I mean, Amazon's expensive, guys, so just take that into note. It'll probably be a good lotto. I'm thinking the lottos, if we have a down day tomorrow on Thursday, finally, and Friday we see buyers, like, damn, this could be a really good lotto. So keep that in mind. All right, let's look at Apple, actually, because Apple had a day. Apple had news, right? Apple had news. It had 91% call flow today. That's insane. Okay. I would look for a possible retest. Oh my. I look for a possible retest of the oh, Jesus.
Oh, those are the trend line.
That's charting. That's like too much charting. Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. That's like saying it could do this, it could do this, it could do this. It like, okay. Yeah, that 150 to like the previous like breakout level, which was 152. Yeah, not that one, the one lower where the body is of the nearest candle to that one. Go down a tad. Yeah, I would go.
This
Was
one.
it 152? Yeah, 152-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at this one. Yeah.
Yep. Even the top of that candle too. 152.40.
246.
Yeah. I would look for those as support to buy a possible retest of this breakout, but basically you would think over the all-time high, which is 157 and some change, 157.26. It probably goes to 160, right? Probably goes to 160. Right, we have a nice little squeeze on the 5 minute on the daily on the TTM squeeze. So I like this chart to swing long. Definitely if you have and like the Santa Claus rally, if we can get that retest tomorrow or Friday, whenever we can get it. Okay. Love Apple. Oh, excuse me. Shit. Let's look at Google while we're looking at the big boards. I haven't really played any of these names, guys. Like, we just really been playing the indices this week, and it's been chop fest too. So there hasn't been really opportunity to make a ton of money with any really big moves. So yeah, you would think. Yeah, 28.67 is pretty low. I would think the same level on Google for sure. Of what was that, 29.91? I'm sorry, 28.91, I believe it was.
For what?
For 28.91 for a bounce as support. Yeah,
Oh,
28.91. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did I say 29.91?
No, you said 28.
Okay. Yeah, right in there, you can see there's some decent
Okay.
support.
I like
Okay.
that over here.
It was last week's low. Okay. It was last week's low. It's already underneath last week's close price of what the candle looked like when it closed. Okay. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. I would like there to be, yep. I would like for massive selling, just like we had last Thursday. We saw all that selling, right? On Veterans Day, I believe it was. And then we had big lottos happen right after. Okay, So that's what I want to see. All right, cool. We'll look at Tesla too, because I know that's a favorite in the room. And then those are all I really want to look at is the big boards. Because we looked at the indices already and the big boards are all really going to play the rest of the week or watch. So yep, let's do that. Tesla. Okay, Tesla definitely looks like a local double top, right? But it has that gap to fill up there. It does have a gap to fill. And it's way up there. It is way up there. 12 whatever, 12, 14, 12, 13.
It's funny. It's like finally showing gaps.
Yep. So that gap will get filled. I don't know when it gets filled. I don't know. But there, I mean, who knows? Here's a local double bottom, but also it's in this range now, right? So I would definitely put a range on my price targets, right? You can see if you played puts off that bounce area, the first support. Yep. So right about 1100 almost, right? And then the bottom, which is is that the VWAP line?
Yeah, it is the white.
Interesting.
Or,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
978
This
ish.
white one is too, though.
Okay. So about 978 too would be that line. So it's trading in this channel.
Yeah.
So just know you can, to me, I would take calls or puts on the break of each one. Because it's probably going to have nice run after, very nice run.
You could potentially play the,
You could play the reversal.
the
You could.
channel.
Yeah.
out. Mm.
Yep. So that's what I like there. That VWAP line, what is that? Is that 978-ish?
Yeah. 982.
982. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yep. Let's see. Let's see what happens on Tesla the rest of the week. I mean, do they get profit taking and then another rocket ship back up? Who knows? Who knows? It also has a ton of relative strength to the market. So typically when the market is like down or like it's just sideways or it's like kind of weak, right? Tesla has a massive relative strength, meaning relative to the market, it can stay strong and it can have big up days still. So just know that. Okay. Just know that. All right, cool. Let's look at I think someone commented they wanted, oh shit.
Comment, like, share.
Click the link below, subscribe to my channel.
Click the link, press the button.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, cool. So anything to let us short review? Do you ever get filled on Disney? No, Brian, I didn't get filled on Disney because I feel like it might, because it had a new, like a low today, right? That was like new low. I didn't, I took my limit orders off basically, right? So I want to see, I want it to prove to me that it can hold that, where the close price today was 156.75, right? 156.75.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, the close price, that was the low. Oh, yeah, the close price, I'm sorry, was 157.33. Okay, so that's the new local bottom. Okay, so let's make sure that that holds still. Let's make sure that that holds. Okay, and when it does, then I'll definitely go long. Okay, if the low from the previous, like the 2 days ago on Monday would have held, then I probably would have taken it, but it didn't. It broke below and it closed below. So let's see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely due for a bounce and there is a gap up. So there's lots of room to run above it. I think there's a great swing because Disney is around long term, like for a long time. There'll always be Disneyland and Disney World. There'll always be Disney movies, all that kind of shit. Okay. This is a great 401k ad, in my opinion, or a Roth ad at this level. Okay, definitely see it at being an add to your long term or leaps too. So just keep an eye here, guys. Keep an eye. Okay. What else is there? Sorry.
You see that the support you touched?
Yep. Didn't you drew that the other night, didn't you?
Yep.
Sunday.
Yeah, I touched it.
Interesting. I think we found that on the 4-hour too, on the 4-hour chart.
I think it was on the. No,
There's a lot of activity over. Oh shit.
I think we did look like that, but yeah, we drew it on the daily. Boom. Perfect retest.
Yep.
It's likely.
Yep. I like that. Okay. Cool. I like that a lot. So let me see what someone has some things to say. How do we feel about Fubo and like Peloton? Yeah, we'll check those out. Did you take Disney? No, I got Ron. Thanks for answering questions, of course. Yeah, Bradley says love Disney long. So do I. So do I, Bradley. Love it long. Just want to secure support from me so I can buy it long.
Yeah,
Right.
that confirmation is what's needed for sure.
Yep. But all in all, yes, a great stock, great company or whatever from an investment standpoint, still great. PayPal too, he wants to look at. So we'll look at that. We'll look at Fubo first.
He's all his PayPal ever gonna go back up.
Shit. Were you short PayPal or were you short something else? I forgot what it was.
No, he bought PayPal. Yeah.
PayPal, I think the bottom's in on PayPal, but that's just my opinion. We'll check that out after. Okay. So Fubo, Justin,
They
you
got a
want to,
downgrade today though. PayPal did.
oh, if PayPal did or Fubo did?
PayPal.
Oof.
But we'll get into that.
Okay. This is like your baby, dude. You've been playing this one
Dude.
forever.
Fubo. It's back down at a good level. I mean, obviously. Yeah, I mean, we have the support here, so.
Yeah,
It's looking like it
that looks
wants
like
to reverse
that
on the
looks like the bottom
daily.
is in.
Yeah, definitely with this candle for sure. That's definitely, you had all this buying pressure, some bearish, but buying over the support. MACD starting to curl. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, see MACD curled here. RSI definitely oversold. On the daily, super oversold at 34. Yeah, I mean, I like this at the support. I don't see it going below 2278. But
Yep.
if it does, it's definitely an ad.
Agreed.
I mean, the one thing about Fubo was that I don't know if it was an analyst or something, but I read that they said that Fubo like will never like make the amount of money that they like want to make.
Oh.
But they did just hit over 1 million subscribers. So that was like a big thing that they had with earnings.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, I think the gambling route is what ultimately will make them the most money, possibly get bought out because of their market share that they do have and the platform that they do have. But they just acquired a company. I don't know what the company did, but the CEO that was on the call pretty much said it was a good buy. They sold it off on the earnings, even though they beat earnings because they, you guys saw what happened when PayPal wanted to buy Pinterest. Right, or what? Oh yeah, was it PayPal wanted to buy Pinterest? That was the last one.
It did. PayPal wanted to buy Pinterest.
PayPal cratered and Pinterest went crazy, right? So investors don't want to see that cash being burnt or possible debt to finance a acquisition, right? They're gonna have less return probably in the short term because it costs a lot of money to do that, right? So the bottom line, the growth they see is not worth it, so they'll usually sell it off. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking first overall market Green Day on Fubo. Oh, that candle looks red to me. Is that the daily?
It's a daily.
Bradley, unless you've got.
I mean, definitely looks like the bottom is probably in potentially just cross the 20 and the 30.
I think if it finishes out the week at this support level, right? Like next week, you could probably take it long. Right? Like you want a few days at least that it shows you. Each day it's technically gone a little bit lower, right? It's always had a red day, it seems like.
Yeah, and it looks like it doesn't really go past this point.
There is buying pressure, but it's not from a volume standpoint, it's not a ton of volume, but it's still buying pressure.
They have that gap fill. I mean, like I said, this is a $30 stock for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at it doesn't really get past this point though. Look at the MACD or with the RSI. It's looking at those two. Also, it was a double top looking at this chart.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is why the major sell off. I mean, it is above this support though, at 23.
Yep, that's what I do like, that it's finding support above a level that's near it, but above it. Like I
Above
do
it,
like to
yeah,
see that. Yeah.
exactly.
But you can also know that it could also go down to that level if it wants to,
Yeah, which is fine, and that just be
which
easy
is
dip
22
ads.
something or whatever that is, 22, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's also good is like these bodies are also kind of closing above like these bodies too, which is what I like as well. Makes it pretty bearish. I mean, bearish bullish.
Yeah. Let's see some buyers in there to
Yeah, that'd be
confirm.
nice. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, this might be like talking about commons. This is like would be one of the things where you go heavier in. Once it finds like you have that conviction on the support, it's definitely one of those commons where you can actually, scale in heavier for the move.
Yep. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because 23 back to, the gap fill is like 32-ish or whatever.
I mean, here at 20, yeah,
That's a 30% move back up there, right?
yeah,
30%
exactly.
move, about a little bit less on the stock though.
Well, a $2.40 move is 10%.
Oh wait, hold on. No, oh my God, I'm doing the worst math ever. That is a 9-point move, right? Back to 32 from 23. Yeah, so that's way more.
Yeah, I mean, even a simple move to 2640. No, I got that. No, yeah, 2640 would be
That-
10%.
Yeah, not bad, right? Not bad.
Like, I mean, you go heavy there, 10%. I take that all day.
Fuck yeah.
Depending on the account you have. I know BK Bradley wants to throw 100, 200,000 into
Bradley.
it.
Bradley, he's reckless like you, bro. You guys are the
Yeah, he
six
is.
figure, the six figure. Jesus. No, I like it though. I like it at least back to like 29 where it opened that one day and then they cratered it, right?
I think it will. I mean, like right below it here, right before this breakout, 2753.
Yep.
That'd be such a beautiful move.
That's where the most volume is too. So if they do want to take it lower from there, they can, but you still made a great, 6 points on it.
Yeah, I think they can do that. I think it will.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
that's
keep an eye on Fubo. I might start adding scaling in there. This might be a swing I start scaling into.
cool. And then someone said Peloton. I think we were talking about Peloton on Sunday. Fubo. Oh yeah, they said Fubo a swing candidate. Definitely a swing candidate. Let it confirm that that's the bottom, right? Let it confirm that that's the bottom. Yep. Yeah, Aaron says, hey guys, thanks as always. Will you please see if you can post a video later tonight or early tomorrow? Nights are hard sometimes. Definitely, man. We'll want to get it posted as soon as possible. Zoom is what Justin's been telling me has been kind of lagging as far as like the processing. I'm not sure if we need a switch maybe, but yeah, or if it's because we save it to the cloud, maybe we don't have enough cloud space. It's not as fast. I'm not sure, but we're looking to get those in the same night to you guys. Okay.
Yeah, just the other night Zoom was like fucking it like never processed. So
Yeah, I think that was the sermon too,
it
right?
was a sermon too. Yeah, which sucks because it just and I went to bed, I think like at 1 a.m. that night and still just was processing.
Yep. Same with the Q&A too,
Yeah.
right? So we'll see. But yeah, Aaron, you got it, bro. We'll get that to you guys ASAP. Just record it on one's computer locally. Isn't that what you're doing?
What I do to the cloud.
Oh, okay. Can you record it on one's computer locally?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ionizer said that that's an option. Maybe if it's taking forever to process, then we'll look into that for sure. Or someone said Twitch this morning, which we can entertain too. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Anyway.
could try Twitch. I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy Twitch.
Anyway, okay, so they said Fubo swing candidate then. Yeah, definitely a swing candidate. Definitely want it to be to like tell us that that's support, right? Confirm that support level right there. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's see. Disney, was it Disney? Okay, let's look at PayPal.
We're gonna Peloton.
Oh, I'm sorry, Peloton. You're right. My fault.
I mean, that's pretty bullish, but then we have this candle down. It's holding that support. Do you see that? right above those candles.
Yeah. So was once resistance now becomes support. That's always
Yeah,
good.
so as long as it holds above this body candle at 49.60 and bounces, I'd like that. I mean, everything's curling. It's super, Jesus. It's crazy oversold. Insane. Yeah, it's a nice move. Yeah, this actually might be a good swing candidate. It's at least, wow. It has room at least at this candle would be 60. I'll take that as 20%. Roughly.
At least. I
This
mean,
is the daily too, so the daily looks good.
Peloton long term as a stock will be around, right? But you know, we talked about last night too. Like, just I was just asking you guys a simple question about the company. I'm like, if you have to lower your prices constantly, right? Then what does that mean? The demand is not there. So if the demand is not there, then the numbers you post are not going to be as great. Okay. They had that huge pop to 171 because of COVID and the stay at home. And I think we're pretty much done with that now. I fucking hope. So that's why we can see it be down here at 46. But I would think that it probably fills that gap up for sure.
It probably does. I mean, the only thing, the only thing is that they have, you know what I mean? It's just the product. Like how is that company gonna grow? Like
Yep.
it can grow, it's like a membership. Yes, but like there's no, I don't know, more products that they can sell. Like what other products can they sell?
Yeah.
Is like
They're-
what gets me.
They're limited in that industry as far as like at home, like equipment to work out, right?
Yeah.
Plus that space is pretty competitive too. So let's see. It'd be good if they can license out their equipment to other brands that have like screens that they can license out for their users to use their Peloton like stuff or whatever. That'd be smart. I don't know if they can do that now. I haven't really looked into the company, but I haven't heard anything on it, so I don't know. But definitely back to 60 at least, like where the gap down, like
Yeah,
where they opened up after the gap down. Like I would definitely play some calls up there.
like that.
Yep. You want to look at PayPal?
So PayPal's going to 100. I'm just kidding. I mean, it still could fill up to here. I don't know. This is the 5-minute. I mean, it broke that support for sure. I mean, I feel like this would be bottom though with it. I can't see it going any lower. What about you, Chris?
You know, I agree. And I think we charted it on the, I don't know what chart you have there, but I know we drew support on it for sure. I was actually looking at it after hours today too. That 201, like 200 level pretty much is definitely the bottom, in my opinion. But who knows? We could see. I mean,
Ooh.
PayPal's not going anywhere.
It says PayPal Holdings has a reputation for disrupting the payments ecosystem, but it now risks getting disrupted itself.
My goodness.
Oh, wow.
According to an analyst, I'll never take advice from an analyst or take everything with a little grain of salt from these analysts, so-called analysts. If they're allowed to trade a stock or an asset or whatever, right? Why would you listen to anything that they say? Because they'll always spew it in how they want, how they, you know, like there's always a little motive behind it, right? There's always some bias behind it. So why? You know, I have no idea. The same thing with the downgrades and upgrades. I'm like, somebody just loaded the boat and they, you know, to one side for the upgrade or downgrade, right? Or some fund wants the shares at a cheaper price, you know, so some fake news comes out or whatever. I don't know. So I would take all this analyst stuff and the upgrades, downgrades, always with a grain of salt, guys, for sure. Bradley says, yeah, I thought Peloton was a good buy at 100. It was a COVID play. For sure, it was a good buy because it ran to 171. I think it was the high. I mean, that's 71% on comments. That's huge. In not that long a time, it took it to get there really either. 71% return on, I mean, what COVID was a year, almost, well, it should almost 2 years now, but Shit, a year, it went nuts. What is that, 82? Is that March, April? April. Yeah, 82. You bought it at 100, it went to 171. I mean, that's massive. Okay, yeah, I definitely wanted to show, just for sure, show that that's the bottom. It looks like to me it is though. Yeah. Yep, so you guys see where Justin is like pointing right now? You notice that was resistance 3 times and then it broke through it. Yep, there it is. Resistance many times and then it broke through us and then it had a retest, a little tiny retest in there, and then it went nuts. Oh wait, hold on. Were we looking at PayPal giving stuff on Peloton? Holy shit, did we fuck that up? Oh well. Oh well. Oh, okay. What else are we gonna look at here? Anyone, guys, you can just drop some tickers if you want. Or you can ask questions. That works too. So PayPal owns Venmo, right? Bradley or Justin? Yes, they do. Okay, Bradley says yes, they do. Okay, yeah, so PayPal owns Venmo and Venmo is going to be live in Amazon in 2022. So this is definitely a buy for sure. I mean, just look at what Affirm did, AFRM. Affirm went nuts off the Amazon news because honestly, everybody uses Amazon, whether they like to admit it or not. Okay, it's very convenient. And if you have the payment options to pay more securely, right? I know people that still use PayPal. I use PayPal sometimes. Yeah, 800 million users, right? Or, oh, I'm sorry, Venmo, which obviously PayPal owns. Venmo is not a public company. Yep.
I buy my drugs on Venmo with Venmo.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I definitely see PayPal definitely long here. So if you want comments, this could be, if this support holds here, where it's at, like the 200 level on PayPal, you could definitely take it long. In a portfolio, in a long-term portfolio too, like a Roth, or just if you have just a longs portfolio that you like to play. Yeah, definitely. Or leaps. I like leaps too. If you know 2022 is when they're gonna get, like they're gonna start, right? So I would look at 2023 or 2024 if they have the 2024s. Some do. And then yeah, you want to buy super long. Usually I'd go to 300 plus. That's what I would look to target as a price target. 300 plus. Can it do it in a year and a half, maybe?
The only thing with, yeah, the only thing with PayPal though, is it is like being beat by a lot of these other competitors. I don't know.
I agree.
We'll see.
PayPal is like a thing of the, like, you know, it technically, you think like old, right? You think like, oh, my parents use that, or that's like what I used when I first got on the internet. Like what I used when I first got on the internet. But Venmo, I don't know, did they create, did PayPal create Venmo or did they buy Venmo? Bradley, if you know, or if anyone knows, I'm not too sure.
Owned by PayPal. They handled 159 billion in transactions
Damn.
in the first quarter. Holy shit.
And that's crazy because that opens it up to people that don't want, like, there are a lot of people out there that don't use like traditional banks because they don't want to be tracked. They don't want, I don't know, they just do that. Why, I don't know, but they do. And so a lot of people do like to pay via Venmo for a lot of things. So this could definitely be a huge boost to the stock.
Interesting.
bottom line. We'll see.
So that's good. Yeah, PayPal struck a deal with Amazon because it owns Venmo. So essentially PayPal has the deal with Amazon.
Let's say here.
That's huge. Because think about that. There's 159 billion per quarter, essentially. Dude, wow.
And that's just transactions. Imagine every transaction was $1. Not that they make $1, like, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how much money that is flowing in and out.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
All right, TAK, TAK, Bradley says good dividend and close to lows. I'm guessing div is dividend.
Which one?
TAK. Takeda Pharmaceutical Company, so it's a pharma company. You know what they make, Bradley, or what they do? Anyway, he says an exec thinks it's way oversold. Okay, I mean, it definitely looks oversold. Why was there all that selling? Was there news? Was there FDA approval? Are they med device? Are they pharma?
Hold.
Oh, 6% dividend. That's not bad. That's a pretty decent one.
Terminated collaboration with somebody. Kathy selling over 690,000 shares.
You said they announced a massive buyback. That could definitely bring it up.
Did they?
So Bradley said. I don't know when they did that, but that's what he said.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, she sucks. That's crazy how crazy she day trades. She's
Is
just
she
like,
day
oh, here's
trading
a
though,
million
or is
shares.
she
I'm
just
day
buying
trading
the?
these big
Is
boys.
she just buying the fucking dips?
Dude, that's all she does.
She legit buys every stock that gets sold off. She just buys it, and she buys at the bottom too, for the most part.
Dude, she does. But I feel like her buying helps trigger a reversal.
Oh, for sure.
Because you have the
Everybody follows
shorts
her.
and everybody covering.
Yep.
Because they're
But
like, oh, I feel like
everybody knows
Kathy's-
what she buys too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's announced like the day after, or at the end of the close of the day. So there's always, it's at least like a couple days of buying on whatever she buys.
Dude, imagine that. Like, wow, that's wild.
Okay.
Just selling hundreds of thousands of shares, just millions of shares a day.
All right. Any other you guys have any questions or anything, or any other stocks you want us to look at? The market's pretty easy right now, guys. Once OPEX is over, then those swing plays like will probably become more popular again if the Santa Claus rally gets going again. Like, you know what I mean? But the chop is not fun to trade at all, right? The chop is not fun to trade.
Yeah, so for the comments, we'll just like keep looking at all the watch lists that we've had. So all the previous tickers and then all of just like whatever comes with news and hopefully stuff with volume. So
Yep, I'm still waiting for a selling day, but that's my bias. I'm trying to trade what's in front of me, but there's not much, right? It's not much, so I'm definitely not over trade. I'm not trying to lose money. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Should y'all look at CEI since everyone was on it today? Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, if I get one solid trade a day, that's really right now, that's like I'm happy with that,
Yeah, Overtrading in OPEX is never a good thing. Overtrading in general is bad, but overtrading in OPEX is even worse. You'll blow an account easy. Easy blow an account.
Yeah, so I mean, I did a video on this, so I'll drop it. It's done. It's on YouTube. But yeah, pretty much it bounced off the 100, and you could see that through the multiple time frames that are on it. Obviously, crossing over all of the MAs is a strong sign. You had the crossover of the MACD. I mean, I say that over and over again. It's true though. Like you have, like my indicators for me work. Once everything is going and crossing and that MACD crosses, it's game over every single time.
Yep.
I shouldn't say every single time. I'd say 99% of the time though. But yeah, I mean, here's the 5 minute, obviously what I was playing and looking at. So yeah, what we see here is that it bounced off of the breakout again. If you take a look here in pre-market, bounced off of that. But it also bounced off of the 100 MA, as you can see. So even down to the 5 minute, you see that it bounced off of the 100 MA. So definitely a very bullish sign. You also have this MACD cross here. See that the MACD RSI rising over the 50 and then going over the 20, and we saw a massive move. So if you looked at my previous videos and stuff like that, as far as like basic swings, then that's like the perfect setup. MACD crosses, RSI crossing over the 50, and then the stock crossing over the 20 SMA. So like that's the super bullish move, and you can see it here. It made a strong move, and then look where it retested. If you look back at the pre-market high, that's exactly where it went and retested. So it is also retested. It's also the breakout right before the breakout of at open to market. So you see that two different places, which would be a major resistance, came back, retested, but bounced relatively fast. And then it came back and wanted to go retest again, the higher of the day, and then it kind of channeled out and then broke. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Another thing about this is once you see it broke the 20 MA, see how now that's the trend, right? So see how it keeps bouncing off of it. So once you find something like this and you find like a trend that the stock is going, so the thing about trends is that they're a little bit, they are support and resistance areas, but at the same time, trends are what the stock is doing currently. So what kind of like, I mean, self-explanatory kind of trend it is in right now. So what happened with this is it broke over the 20 MA and then it kept with that trend and it kept true. And then once it broke, look what happened. Chaos, murder. No, I'm just kidding. But no, once it broke, once it broke trend, it, had a major sell-off. But then we see once again major support off the 100 MA, right? So like again back here off the 100, what we saw on the daily too, off the 100, major support. And again another MACD. We see crossover. We see the bump right there, cross under. We see the sell-off. And then again, with the crossover, you see the bump up. So, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. I hope that helps.
Sure.
That's how I see it. And that's like how I would play it.
Good trade. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know. No one's asking any questions. No one's typing any names. So guys, definitely do less the rest of the week. Like definitely do less. Let things find a bottom before you just jump right in. Brandon says, can you check out SPI? Yeah, we'll check out SPI real quick.
You serious, Brandon?
Brandon, for real?
Just kidding. Let's go. All right, SPI. I mean, it looks strong. It looks like that's probably a gap, more than likely. I mean, it held, it's underneath the 20, but it's holding above the 50. I mean, I like the close in the after hours for sure, for it to head higher, at least gap higher potentially. MACD's under, I mean, yeah, this is something we'll have to see in the morning, what happens to it. But it could double top here too, as well, and we have a fall. We have the MACD curling under on the 15. Yeah, it looks a little hot. So I mean, I wouldn't mind a pullback at least. Now you can look at the POC line 685, which should be top here. Support. So yeah, I mean, if we had a pullback right now, I wouldn't mind that. We could have a mini gap up in the morning as well for the pre-market, and then maybe a sell-off. This looks pretty bullish on the 4-hour. It is super hot though. Yeah, we potentially can get a little over the high, and then see a sell-off is what I would look for, or just a sell-off pullback. Either or. Those would be my two things I'd be looking at.
All right. Well, Brandon, hopefully that helps. Riley says, thanks guys. Nice work. Y'all are the goats. No,
You
no,
are
Riley.
the
You are
goats.
the goat. We're the wolves. All right, guys.
So,
That's a corny way for me to end it. So I'm gonna end it on that note. But thank you guys. Thanks for taking the time out. Those of you guys listening, hopefully you get this before market open tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see you guys bright and early in the pre-market. Later.
yep. Have a good night.